Next up, at Noche UFC, we have Tracy Cortez taking on Jasmine Jasudavicius. This is a grappler's delight. Tracy Cortez, 10-1 overall, 5-0 in her last 5. And she is riding a nice 9-fight win streak. She's taking on Jasmine Jasudavicius, 9-2 overall, 4-1 in her last 5. She's on a nice 2-fight win streak. Tracy Cortez is a fantastic wrestler. She's a decent grappler. Her last fight was canceled at the weigh-ins. If you remember, there was like some medical issue. I had my theory. I think I've mentioned this theory in the past. I'm not going to do it now. We're well past it. But I certainly had what my thoughts were. But if you remember, she was supposed to fight Amanda. What the hell's what's her name? What's your girl's name?
Hibas. And the
Amanda
funny part
Hibas.
about that was the fact that fight got canceled led to me meeting Amanda Hibas. So it's weird. It's the butterfly effect. That fight getting canceled led to me meeting my future wife.
So that fight was canceled at weigh-ins. It was a medical issue. She was very clear it was a medical issue. And then now here we are a few months later, and she's back on the card. She is listed as having a positive striking differential. So we know she's a grappler. We know she's going to get the takedowns. We know she's going to work from there, try to get a submission. She has a positive striking differential. I've pointed this out several times before. The fact that she is averaging as many takedowns as she does per fight. The fact that she has the ground control that she has per fight. And it's barely a positive striking differential tells you that when she is in a striking exchange, things are not going her well. Because when she's on top on the ground, she's doing all the landing and not receiving any of the damage. The reality is she's a good wrestler. She's always looking to get it to the ground. And she's coming off that 29-28 win over Melissa Gatto, where she only had 2 takedowns, but she did land more total strikes and have all the control time. Jasmine Jasudavicius, we love her here. We picked her to absolutely dismantle Miranda Maverick, which she did. She is a wrestler, an actual wrestler. She was wrestling before she started fighting. She likes to come forward. She wants to push her pace. She does strike. She will use her striking to set things up. And most of the time, she'll just stick out a striking match. That's what just happened with Miranda Maverick. She had 1 takedown in that fight, 1 single takedown in that fight, really just showcased her pressure and her striking. She's a very accomplished wrestler. She's got great hips, so she can win the scrambles if you take a bad shot or if she takes a bad shot. And as I mentioned, she's coming off that win over Miranda Maverick where she only needed 1 single takedown. The rest of it was just much better striking and takedown defense. I do like Jasmine here. Obviously, we were all over her in that Maverick fight. We made a bunch of money off of that. And this feels somewhat similar. Tracy's a wrestler with poor striking. Her BJJ is very, very good, but jiu-jitsu only matters if you can get it to the ground. So Jasmine, a genuine wrestler who has been competing in wrestling tournaments long before her MMA career, is going to be able to control where this fight goes. And you could go back. You could look at Natalia Silva beat Jasmine. Natalia Silva took her down a few times. The difference there, though, is Natalia Silva has phenomenal hands. So she had Jasmine worried about her striking, and then she would shoot perfect takedowns. Where Tracy does not have phenomenal hands. I don't think she'll be able to get Jasmine out of sorts and set up the takedowns clean. So we have Tracy, who's going to get increasingly more desperate to get it to the ground. Jasmine, who's got good pressure. Jasmine, who has very good wrestling. I like Jasmine. I got a half a unit money line on her at plus 100. And you can see this line is tightening. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I understand what Jasmine brings to the fight. And like you said, we love Jasmine for her win over Miranda Maverick. And the reason I picked her over Miranda Maverick was because I felt like she was definitely the better wrestler, but she could outdog a girl like Miranda Maverick. In this fight, I don't think she can outdog a girl like Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez was taken down by Melissa Gatto a couple times. Melissa Gatto was on her back, and every single one of those scrambles and exchanges, Tracy Cortez ended up in a top position. She doesn't panic in those type of situations if she gets taken down. Miranda Maverick is a little bit different. When she's on her back, it's almost, I don't want to say she's clueless, but she tends to just stay on her back. Tracy Cortez does not. So even if she gets taken down, I believe she is strong enough and skilled enough to reverse those positions because Jasmine is a really good wrestler, but her takedowns are just okay. Her control to me is just okay, especially against somebody as high level as Tracy Cortez. So I agree that Jasmine probably has a striking advantage. She's definitely going to have the aggression advantage because we've seen Tracy Cortez kind of back up and wait at times, but I think it's her aggression that is her downfall because that was the downfall of Melissa Gatto. Melissa Gatto got comfortable with the striking, got a little bit too aggressive, and Tracy Cortez Cortez is so good at timing those double legs off of aggression. And that's what I think happens here. Jasmine's going to push forward with the pressure, have success with the hands, get taken down, and Tracy Cortez on top is very, very good. I mean, not dangerous, but just really good at holding control. That's what she does to people. I think she does it here to Jasmine, and I'm pretty confident in her abilities to do that. So I feel pretty good about it, to be honest with you. We're on opposite sides here, but
we are on
obviously,
opposite sides.
if you're looking at both of us, I think we know who we can trust more.
Do we?
I think so.
The goof with the goofy glasses? Didn't he wear those in Goof Troop?
Goof Troop? A Goofy movie?
Yeah, he's flying the plane. A Goofy movie? Yeah, he's wearing those flying the plane, no?
I don't think he's flying a plane in a Goofy movie. We might be thinking about different things.
Well, certainly Chip and Dale. And you're little like a chipmunk, so we'll call you Chip.
Oh.
So Chip is on the Tracy Cortez side. I am on the Jasmine Jasudavicius side. I think we both put our money where our pick is, correct?
That's right.
Well, if you want to check out Chip's bets, you can become a premium member. It's only $10 a month. WeWantPicks.com. Just click Become a Member at the top. DraftKings-wise, I think this is going to need to be a pick your side kind of fight. $8,200. The numbers Tracy puts up are very impressive. $8,000. The number Jasmine puts up are very impressive. If whoever you think gets their grappling game plan going, that's who should be in your DraftKings lineup because I imagine they'll score very, very well. You're going to have her in yours, Jakey Boombaloots?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out.
All right, then. Let's go to some super chats. Andres Loera, $1.99 from Andres. He says, watch the food vlog, everyone. Angelo and Jacob are number one. Thank you very much. And back to the vlog thing. Like, it's a lot of time and effort for me to film it. And then I pay somebody to edit it. And this person...
And you made your mother and stepfather film it. And
I had my immigrant mother just slaving away.
Had to pay them.
Food.
They made more than me all last month.
Slaving away, and it ended up being it's one of my I liked it. It was an enjoyable
Don't tell me he brought fuego.
Relax with the accent. Relax.
Oh, you missed a comment that's on that video too. I don't know if you went back and censored some of those comments, but I'll read it real quick.
I thought I deleted it.
Yeah, do you think so? If it's still here, I'm going to read it. Oh, here you go. It's from a day ago from Zoned Up. And it says, and I quote, Angelo, if your mom needs her back blown out, let me know. You want me to delete that, or it's been up for a day? So.
Yeah, delete it. I actually thought I did delete it, but I guess not.
Shit. Zoned Up, if you're in here, let me know. I'll get you the contact information.
We have a $20 super chat from Brian I. If you're in the chat and you haven't dropped a dime for a month of premium, you need to get help with that drug habit. Go panhandle it and change your life. Wow. Brian, not only with the $20 super chat, but he used it to promote premium. Thank you very much, Brian.
You think that was Mr. Ortega or no? Different Brian? Just coincidence.
Probably. Yeah, it's probably a coincidence, but you just never know.
You never know. Because he's trying to trick us. Instead of Brian O, he put Brian, is that I? Okay.
It's a lowercase L or a capital I. I'm assuming capital I. I'm assuming capital I.
He's throwing us off. He's good, that guy.
Well, thank you very much, Brian, whatever your last name is.
And Tracy, I just want to say, too, that not only have I been working on my Portuguese, but I have been working on my Spanish. And this week we have a very special parlay. Tracy, and you're welcome, is the very first leg of this parlay, and it is called the Bonita bet. And Bonita, as you know, Angelo in Spanish means my fucking future wife. And we got a couple of them on it, and Tracy Cortez is one of those two legs. And I put $250 on that to win $900, I think. So we'll get to the other leg later. The Bonita bet, it is trademarked.
There you go. Dude, all of these idiots, I don't know why I've never been a cop.
He used to be a cop. He was a crooked cop.
He was I've never.
You do have cop energy.
I wish I would have. I would love that power. You know, it's funny when we.
Those are the people that should not become cops.
Well, here's a funny. This is so when I moved to Texas 4 years ago, we drove here from Connecticut. My cousin came, not my blood cousin, but we grew up together.
Cousin.
Yeah. So he came for the ride. It was me, him, and the dog.
If you guys wanted to get married, you technically get married.
Sure. We loaded up well, it depends on the state. We loaded up the truck.
You went across the country. You had plenty of opportunities.
We loaded up the truck, drove from Connecticut to here. We stopped in Nashville. We stopped, a few places.
Heard it's great in Nashville.
He's a cop, and what's interesting about him though is he's not like, his job is not his identity. Like he's not, he's very much like it's a job. Like and he's
kind of
not,
like me. Like I'm the salamander, but day to day life, you know me, Angela.
Sure.
When I'm out, I'm just Jacob. Sure.
And he's also very big on like, don't tell people I'm a fucking. I don't want anybody to know I'm a cop. People always act weird. Don't tell people.
They're gonna want help, and I don't want to help.
He's just like, don't tell people. So anyway, we're going. We're out.
Is anybody a doctor?
Out. We're going out in Nashville, and then we go out in Dallas after we move here. And there's like lines to get in places. I'm like, give me your fucking badge. He's like, I'm not. I'm like, give me your fucking badge. So then you just walk. I learned this from one of my homicide detective
So you're about
friends.
to admit to impersonating a police officer is what you're about to do. So
him and I would walk up. I would just show the badge, and I'm like, we good without the cover? And they'd be like, you're good. Go ahead. And then because I'm such a genuine, generous guy, two random dudes behind us, I didn't know them. I go, they're with us too. And they go, okay. And they
should have tipped
and
that guy too.
I was doing that everywhere. I learned that.
Guarantee you didn't tip that guy.
I learned that from my buddy Monty, was a homicide detective in New York, and he took me and Tiffany out.
The incident.
There was an incident. No, he's medically retired. There was an incident. He was chasing somebody and just fucking blew out his shoulder and his knee. Anyway, he took me and Tiffany out on Halloween in New York City, and like Halloween in New York City was the lines were wild.
Oh my God, the women! Tell me about the women.
He literally just walked up, showed the badge, and they let him in, because at the end of the day, they're like, okay, yes, you come, and I hopefully can trust you, and you'll, God forbid something happens, you'll keep things in order. So I learned that trick from him. So long story short, if I had a cop, I would definitely be crooked, and I would abuse that power. So not a good one for me.